Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, Dunban learned a lot about the balance of power in Valak Mountain, how that all works, and the importance of that to kind of the local ecosystem, and got an extra skill tree for his efforts. This episode, you can see right ahead of us there, this is the bottom of the Great Glacier and is the bottom of Valak Mountain. And we will be proceeding, I'm being attacked by an Ares, that's because it's a goat or whatever. But yes, right through that hole is the way through to Sword Valley.
That Mekon. It is you. Hey, that's Fiora!
Young heir to the Monado. We meet again.
Fiora!
Fiora? Is that my name? Then you know this body?
So it's true. You really don't remember us at all. Fiora, listen! If nothing else, you must remember your family. That's Dunban over there.
Family? There is family. Wielder of the Monado. There is a matter I must speak to you about.
Fiora! What was that? Metal face. Stay alert!
You killed my father!
Get him! Get away from her!
Now, let's all calm down. If I slip, I might mess up her hair.
You're disgusting!
Would you be so kind and hand over that dangerous toy you have? I could take it after I smash you all to a pulp. But we wouldn't want that, would we?
All right. You can have it. But only if you let her go.
There's a good boy. Always eager to please, Shulk.
But you're...
How's it going, Dunban?
Is that... Munkar? I thought it might be. But... you're to blame for all this.
I can't tell you how badly I wanted this sword. Has this puny boy even figured out how it works yet? What are you willing to do? Would you even kill a Homs to beat us?
You dare ask that of us? Why did you betray us to Mekonis? Why did you kill our friends at the colony? Why?
You wanna know? Because it's your home.
You piece of...
Stay where you are. That thing works by remote. So unless you want me to put a hole in her neck... So what's it to be, weaklings? Grovel at my feet and beg?
We will not bow to you!
Will you hit bad guy in face?
You'll pay for that, princess!
You're a traitor, Mumkar, and you're not getting away.
I am genuinely curious to see, at this point, how many people that was a surprise for, that twist. I'm going to talk about that quite a lot in future episodes, but for me, once you know that they're Homs inside Faced Mechon, your brain goes immediately to, okay, then who could Metal Face be? And I feel like most people figure out that it's Mumka in the Valak Mountain period. So basically, before this fight, the audience has kind of already figured it out, and the game suggests quite strongly as well that Dunban has already kind of half figured it out as well. We are absolutely fucking slaughtering him in a chain attack, which was just so on brand, and enjoy this wonderful scene.
You fought beside me! At Sword Valley! Why did you change sides? Why the Mechon?
You're as blind as you were then. I've wanted you dead for years!
What's happening?
Is the Bion moving?
I wanted to get to Monado so I could be the new hero!
Is that it? That's the puerile reason you killed all those innocent people! Ravaged our home!
I love this body! The power! Dunvans, you'll never win! Get on your knees and worship me!
Never. I will strike you down and all that you have become, you wretched fool. The Monado will stop you, and then you will know the shame of all that you have done, traitor!
Shut your mouth and come on!
That light!
What the?
It's not like the other Mechon.
You are right, heir to the Monado. This is the strongest Mechon ever built. Controlled by me, Egil, leader of Mechonis, an agent of Mayneth.
Leader of Mechonis? So you're the one who controls the Mechon?
I am he. We fight to free the world from the tyranny of the Bionis.
Why? Why do you trap bombs in machines? What do you want from us? Why make us fight for you?
Your questions do not concern me. I must return with this one.
Fiora! Get your hands off her! Fiora!
If you want her, come and get her. You are more than welcome on Mechonis.
Come and visit any time, Dunvan!
Mumka!
We're coming! And we won't give up!
Find us, Monado, Sword of the Bionis. We will meet you on the battlefield.
Fiora! We will find you! Fiora!
I've talked before about Xenoblade being split into acts. One of the defining features of Act 2 of Xenoblade is that you can play what's referred to as the Xenoblade drinking game, which is whenever Shulk shouts Fiora, take a drink. By the end of Act 2, you'll be gone. Certainly. Very cool scene. Anyway.
Fiora.
Shulk.
She's... Get it together, Shulk. We ain't got time to be hanging around here. I don't know what's happened to her, but that was Fiora. No doubt about it. You know what that means?
She ain't dead. We gotta get her back.
Get her back. Right. We've come too far to give up now.
Then we'll go to Mechonis and find Fiora.
Just beyond there lies Sword Valley. The Mechon flew in the direction of Galahad Fortress. Fiora may be there. Will you pursue, Shulk?
Yes. We will get Fiora back.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Literally every single scene in which that piece of music, Engage the Enemy, plays is fucking cool. That is one of the best. If only because it's interesting because it's not really about Shulk. So much of it is about Dunban and Mumkar and their kind of background, and it's them that's really kind of dueling. And that duel between them is just so, like... Dunban's like, I will strike you down and all that you've become, you wretched fool. And then you will know the shame of all you have done, traitor, it's so well delivered, and Dunban's voice actor is fantastic. And boy did we, like, I was talking about other shit, so I was barely even paying attention. We fucking rinsed Mumkar. I didn't even have enough time to say that. So Mumkar is of a faced Mechon still, like he's got a spooky Mechon body now. So you have to use Murder Enchant against him still, and the kind of standard Mechon tactics of, break, topple, and all that work relatively well in it. But we got an absurd chain attack on him and just absolutely rinsed him before he could do anything. We're nearly done in Valak Mountain now. I think... Oh, look at that. We can finish the whole Collectopedia. So, let's start off with vegetables, which gets us some heavy boots. I think we've got the full heavy set now. Fruits gets us Chill Defense 3, which is not great. Flour gets us Confusion Resist. You can tell the size of Valak Mountain, by the way, if you're only just noticing how big the Collectopedia is. Like, it's significantly bigger even than RSC's in terms of number of entries and rows and all of that. It is basically one of the biggest in the game. If not the biggest, not sure. Anyway, Animal gives us Aura Heal. That's quite a handy one for Dunban. You just heal when you have an Aura active, and obviously that's a very Dunban thing. For Nature, we get Heavy Gear, which I think we already have as well. They're starting to give us this heavy armor a lot more, like this type called Heavy, which is also of heavy class. Chill Plus, that's a handy one. For Ricky, and a Ceresus Cutlass, eh? That sounds very good. Let's just do some equipment briefly. Yeah, the Chill Plus one could be quite handy for Ricky and his Friezenate as well. Oh, it's giving us... Oh, yeah, we've got the heavy boots as well. Does this mean we've got Titan 2 type of everything now? We've got Titan 2 boots, Titan 2 legs. Oh, we still haven't got Titan 2 gauntlets. So I won't switch if anyone's looked to that yet. Oh, so we've got two weapons for Dunban, both of which are actually bloody good. The Ceresus Cutlass and the Snare Striker. We've got the Snare Striker for finishing up the Balance of Power. I will take those gems off and put them on there, but... I don't want to... Well, you'll find out what I was about to say there. Let's not say that. There's a medium armor that might be useful for either Ricky or Melia. We'll go for Ricky. And some heavy boots for Ryan. He's been visibly in heavy armor for a while, so it's nice that that's actually starting to be matched by his own style. By his actual the armor that he really is wearing. With that, for the upcoming cutscene, gonna switch it into daytime. If you see it, you can go there. Long ago, well, we've already been to Sword Valley, arguably in the not prequel, what's it called? Prologue. But we've seen Sword Valley directly above us when we were in Barnes Lake and stuff like that. We saw it, so we can go there. Let's head through the Bionis Wrist. He says, let's head through the Bionis Wrist and take our first steps towards, well, first steps onto the Mechonis itself. So, this brings us into Bionis Thumb. Because now, basically, if you imagine its hand is essentially gripping the sword of the Mechonis, and this is exactly where the two connect. So currently we are still on the physical ground of the Bionis, but that's about to change.
Oh, what the...
Is all that big sword? Oh, if he's, then ouchie ouch.
The sword of the Mechonis.
The entire valley below. The whole thing is its sword.
Something seems unnatural.
What do you mean?
Look, that flowing light. From the way it glows, it has to be ether. But it looks like it's being drawn in by something.
By the fortress. It should just be up ahead.
Father once told me that the Mechonis absorbs the ether of the Bionis and uses it for sustenance.
So the Mechonis feeds off ether? Then undoubtedly the ether serves as the Mekon's energy source as well.
So that's something to kind of... There's a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about over the coming episodes. Basically, a lot of stuff is happening at the moment, and so I haven't actually had a chance to talk about what has happened. Rest assured, over the next couple of episodes, I will talk about exactly what we know and where we're at the moment, and really cool stuff looking back about Face Mechon and Mumkar and Metal Face and all of that kind of background and how that all fits together. Next episode, I think. And here we are on the Mechonis.
It looks so big, even from this distance. The fortress must be enormous.
Galahad Fortress. The frontline base of the Mechon. The Mechon that attack Bionis must all come from here.
Then there's a high probability that he's there. The golden Mechon that took Fiora. We're about to enter the Mechon stronghold. If there's anyone who wants to turn back now...
Shulk, friend should no split up. No leave friend behind. Ricky's scared, but Ricky won't go too.
Ricky.
He's right. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
All I will say is about, obviously you will have questions at this point, I would strongly advise against watching back through stuff. Xenoblade Chronicles is really, it has a lot of clever foreshadowing and stuff like that. It's designed to be watched through and played through as one thing rather than go back. If you go back with some of the stuff you've seen now, things that you may have not noticed as foreshadowing earlier will now appear as significant spoilers for later stuff, so I would say, as much as possible, try to avoid doing that if you're new to all of this. Once everything is past a spoiler point, I will discuss everything about that, so I can quite happily discuss, and we'll discuss quite a lot in the coming episodes, the game's very clever foreshadowing how it uses Mumkar and Metal Face and that kind of thing, because we're now past that kind of spoiler point, so that's what I'd say about if your questions are making you want to watch back to get answers to them. You'll get more answers than you want, I assure you.
What's that?
A supply convoy. It would be most unwise to proceed without restocking our supplies.
You arranged this for us. Hey, it's... Dixon!
Looks like you lot have been having fun without me. Heard you took care of that faced Mechon.
What are you doing here?
I got wind of some allied force coming together a few days back. I stepped up as the representative of the Homs. Then a little birdie told me you lot were heading for Galahad Fortress. So I thought I'd drop by and say hello. I've got a whole stack of new equipment. Want some?
Yeah! I was hoping for some new stuff.
Hold it, Ryan. You know it's gonna cost you.
You cheap old man.
So, the supply convoy, our first, well, actually no, because we already had Bionis Thumb, so it's not our first landmark in Sword Valley, which, as big as the rest of the areas of the world of Bionis and Mechonis, certainly. Here, right, so interesting thing here to note. On the Mechonis, there are no ether crystals, because ether crystals are ether growing naturally from the Bionis body. We're not on the Bionis body anymore, we're on the Sword of the Mechonis. So ether crystals come in the form of gears in which the Mechon store ether drained from the Bionis. So ether gears are the equivalent of ether crystal deposits now. Next up, as Dixon was saying, anti-Mechon gear, which is really good. Unfortunately, basically all only has... Oh, heavy gauntlets, excellent. I will take those as well. Now we have got the full heavy set. Ha 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 ha. And anything useful here? Yes, Soaring Tempest Arts Book, absolutely. Lariat Arts Book, yeah. Mind Blast Art Book is good. Thunder Art Book we'll also take. There's some good shit in here. Yeah, they only have one slot, which is a bit frustrating, but they are all anti-Mechon weapons, which means no more Monado enchant needed, which is nice, but then you're limited that they are not the they're not bad, but they are not the most powerful weapons, very much so. So let's buy all of them. Anything else useful here? Not hugely. Let's equip everyone quickly. Ooh, skill trees. Who's skilled up? Ryan has finished that thing, so I guess we'll put him onto this branch, because it's all he's got left. Increases attack power, max HP, that's all pretty good. And someone else has also got a skill. Ryan again. Oh, do I have to actually check what this one was? Oops, physical defense when HP is half. Very Ryan. Let's put the heavy gauntlets on him, I think. And yeah, so now we also have the anti-Mechon drive, weapon appearances for all of them, which are hilarious. They're anti-Mechon weapon things, but they're all basically Mechon. They look Mechon-y because they're made of Mechon parts, which is how they're anti-Mechon. I'm going to change everyone's... I feel like I've only just changed a lot of people's appearance after, Prison Island and all of that, so I'll switch up people's appearance again once we're a bit further along in the story. Yeah, so the Dunban's anti-Mechon Striker, for example, is significantly weaker than the Ceresis Cutlass that he has on. But it basically means you can actually fight without Shulk while we're in Sword Valley, which is really handy, to not have to basically constantly be relying on Shulk and Monado enchant, so I am going to have everyone with anti-Mechon weapons, even though it's not super optimal. Obviously, if I need to do quests back on Bionis and I feel like I'm struggling with combat, I can just... I'm not going to sell my good non-anti-Mechon, which is a confusing construction, weapons. Cool, with all of that done, let's talk to Dixon and move on. If you're all ready, let me know what you've been up to. Looks like you've been through a lot. Tell me about it.
Fiora? You mean Dunban's sister?
Yes.
So that's why you're all looking so down. I can't believe they're sticking Homs into those faced Mechon. Looks like they weren't just eating us.
They made Mumkar into one. He was the one who attacked Colony 9.
Oh, and there was me thinking he snuffed it in that battle.
Aren't you surprised?
Did he attack Colony 9? I don't know what drives those Mechon. I've given up trying to figure them out. It don't surprise me one bit. Still, Mumkar as well, eh? Things are getting interesting.
Sorry?
Oh, nothing.
It is time for us to return. I would like to continue providing assistance, but my help is required in assembling Homs for the Allied force. There are also my duties as seer to consider.
Then I'll be off too. You lot should be alright getting Fiora back. In the meantime, we'll be getting ready for battle.
Thanks for coming this far. We'll be fine. We can handle ourselves.
Galahad Fortress is a key position for the Mechon. You can't just rush in, all guns blazing.
Agreed. We will infiltrate via the ether inlets. If I'm right and the Mechon do feed off ether, then we're sure to find some form of influx channel. Our objective is to reach one of those channels.
Don't go dying on me, Shulk.
I won't. You take care as well.
Cheers.
Looks like it's just us.
Right. We head for the hilt of the sword. Galahad Fortress.
Okay.
One year on. Now, at last, we will seize our destiny. Isn't that right, Shulk?
So another has appeared with the ability to wield the Monado. But why would Zanza release the Monado? He surely knows it would become a double-edged sword. Yet he relinquishes it to that mere child. And a face escaped my control and acted alone. Now that the Monado has been freed, it appears the usefulness of the faces has come to an end. Although, perhaps there are still things to be learnt from having them challenge the boy.